catch some runners right here on the Wolfpack live stream. We are going to get a few. Let's hope for a good one here. One of interest to me right now is NCI. That was a IPO for today, April 23rd. It was an IPO today. They just halted it on the way up because of volatility. Will it do something in after hours? We will find out. We definitely are going to find out what this thing is going to do in after hours trading. So you might want to pull that one up just to see what this does. We don't know what it's going to do, but boy, we want to be on top of it if it decides to go. Dawn, D-A-W-N, receives FDA accelerated approval for a drug they do that has to do with children brain tumors. D-A-W-N, Dawn. This is a $16 stock. Take a look at it. All right, let's go back up here. Good afternoon, Sean. Good to have you with us. The one I was just talking about, the IPO, was NCI. NCI. I'm hoping that they release that just prior to the market closing and don't keep it closed through the end of the market here. Good afternoon, Sheila and Kathy. Our moderators are going to be busy today. I can just about guarantee it. They spend a big chunk of their time moderating YouTube and not being able to trade. And I do appreciate their hard work. NCI, here we go. Climbing after hours. NCI. Let's take a look at that. Dawn, Blade, BLDE, nothing there. PFMT earnings, nothing there. All right, let's go back to NCI. Let's see what NCI wants to do here. And there she goes. Come on, baby. NCI for the win. Let's get this baby moving. Back up to $10 a share. That would be a beauty. 922, 924. Hopefully you guys were paying attention to that one. 916 NRDY, nerdy, fourth quarter. HA, fourth quarter. AEYE, fourth quarter financials. Just reading off the press releases so that we get them first. Public offering on CLIR. $9 million public offering. DRCT receives NASDAQ notification of non-compliance. All right. So nothing on any of those. So let's go back to the one I told you about, NCI. Let's see if this thing keeps popping and pushing here. Pop and push. That's what we want to see. NCI 916. It's popping between 916 and 940 right now. Remember, this was a IPO today. Let's see if this thing is going to pop or if it's going to tank. All right. Good afternoon. Barbie, guilty one. Zach, Don, thank you very much for joining in here with us. Vicky, welcome. Good to have you here. All right, NCI at 870. HA revenues down. It's fourth quarter information. Let's go back to NCI again. Volume has dried up here on NCI. So let's go to our after hours volume pusher. CSSE is up a little bit. VLCN popped a little bit. Not much running in after hours right now. CSSE is about the only one that's pushed up here in after hours anything significantly. It's up 35% in after hours. 37%. 38, 40, 44, 46, 51. CSSE. Nice. That was a nice one. CSSE. And of course, where's our other one? NCI is going flat here at 873. There's just not a lot of volume on NCI. It seems to have dried up. We got quite a bit of volume right when the market closed, and then it kind of dried up. There's not been a lot of shares traded here since the market closed. But CSSE, gave you that one. That is up now 45%. 46%. $45. Not a bad little profit. 50%. We'll take a 50% profit in after hours. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go back to NCI. Still coming down. Meds news. Received notice from NASDAQ. Nothing there. Let's go back to news. Spice, fourth quarter financials. Clove, fourth quarter financials. Fourth quarter financials. Lawsuit. HA. Financials. BIMI, BIMI, receipt of delinquency compliance alert notice from NASDAQ, KLTR, financials, BTMD, nothing. First quarter financials, nothing so far. Nothing so far. Let's see. VLCN pushing up. VLCN trying to push up here a little bit in after hours. It's up about 17 cents, 17%, excuse me, 18%. Hello, Chris. Good to have you with us. Good to have you with us. How's old Jay doing? I haven't spoke to Jay in about a week or two. I have been a busy beaver and haven't had a chance to talk with him. CCSE coming down, VLCN struggling. Let's see, CBL. Meds. Nothing happening on our after hours chart for our micro list. Nothing going on in the micro float list. Nothing significant. CSSE coming down, VLCN coming down. What else we got? ABVC pushing up. ABVC. That one's now starting to push up. What else do we got? What else do we got moving here? That's about it right now. SYTA, STI, Jan, AEYE, fourth quarter financials on AEYE. It popped a little bit. Not interested in that one though. Let's see. No more news. Let's go back to after hours. VLCN trying. Another one on AEYE. They keep pushing that financial. CSSE. Nothing there. Scanning. Looking at all my scanners, my charts, seeing what's moving, giving you the best opportunity here. Pick. Yeah, I see that one, Sandy. I see that popped up just a little bit. Looks like we popped from 422 to 430. I don't see any volume on that move, though. Be careful on that one. AEYE moving up. AEYE, that's the one that had the financials. I said was moving up, but I wasn't interested in it. It's moving up now. CLIR also on financials, moving up. EEYE. It's up to 1450 now. CSSE coming down, VLCN coming down, AEYE. Stuck, not a lot of volume on that thing. ATNF, SNEF. SNPO fiscal reporting RMBL conference call, FTHM holding to participate in a microcap showcase in Vegas. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Big nothing. EDSA. BKKT. Reverse stock split. Reverse stock split on BKKT. Effective April 29th. 1 for 25. So we'll have to do the math on that one and see if BKKT is going to make it onto the micro float list. A 1 for 25 split. Effective on the 29th. We will have to see if that one makes the list or not. Hopefully it does. Hopefully that one makes our list and gets onto the micro float list. We always like to have more stocks on our micro float list. Oh. Hang on a minute. Let me check news. News always comes first. Let's look at the monthly. Cava, CAVA. You're asking about my thoughts on that one. Looks like we've got a nice little support area here, right at 59.60, 59.61, right in that area. And if we can hold that, looks like it's going to hit a little resistance around 66. So if you're looking at just a real short play on that one, I would look for it to go to about 66 before it hits any kind of resistance at all. And if it breaks through that, then it's clearly up over 70. And then I'd set my sights on that high of 71.60. And if it breaks that, we're off to the races again. But it's been a nice climber. Gosh, clear back to October of last year. But it needs to hold that at 59. If it breaks at 59, you've lost the support and it's going to tank. It's going to drop quite a bit because it looks like it doesn't get any more support again until about 55. But it looks to me like it's a good play from this 61 area up to about 65. I'd probably try to scalp about $4 off of that. Could take it a week to get up there, though. It doesn't have a history of having big, massive runs. Joby, fourth quarter financials, conference call, first quarter financials, OPGN. Let's see, this one, EPM earnings, OPGN, notice from NASDAQ, VRM earnings, SHPH to present at a Planet Microcap showcase. POCI, same showcase in Vegas. Man, we're getting a lot of news. We're just not getting anything we can, like I always say, sink our teeth into. We're not getting anything of any value to us here. We need to get something of value. I shorted Tesla. Starting to hurt. That sucks. 10% after hours so far. It's up. Nice. All right. Nothing going on. CSSE managed to push itself back up to 24, but it is having a hell of a time. We break 25 on this, and I think we see a nice climb. 24.2. You can see here, for those of you watching on the website, you can see the chart here for CSSE. It came up here to this 24 range and had trouble. Came up here again, and once again, it's having trouble. Doesn't seem to want to get up there. Buyers just don't want to pay anything more than 24 cents for that stock. But if we can get a mad rush of volume coming in, a mad rush of buyers come in and smack it at 24, it could go up quite a bit higher. Good afternoon, Silver Fox. Kim Beck, hello, good afternoon. Junaid, am I pronouncing that right, Gonzalez? Good afternoon to you. CLEU. Keep an eye out for ABVC for tomorrow. We definitely will, if it makes a move tonight or in pre-market, we will be all over that. CLEU. Let's take a look at that. CLEU. China Liberal ED Holdings. It popped up a little bit. Do I even have that on my watch list? Let's see. CLEU. I do. It's up 22% here in after hours. YYGH, recent IPO. Keep it on watch. Tesla announced some layoffs. That might help the stock. CLEU starting to pump. It's up 27%. CSSE pulling back. Man, we just need one. Al or AI, Al Clips. I am doing good, my friend. I am doing well. I took my Geritol earlier today. I got my Monster. I'm all set. Oh, beautiful. CARM news, CARM. CARM. Let's take a look at that. That ticker doesn't sound familiar. Fluff News. I don't think I even have that one on my list, to be quite honest. Let me look at VRM News earnings, first quarter earnings. Yeah, I do have it on my list. Don't see any news on it, though. CNTA public offering. CNTA. Well, you got me on that one, Sandy. I don't even have that one on my list. I need to go through and purge my list here, my watch list. Get it updated. Yeah, I didn't even have that one on my $100 million proposed public offering. Good grief. At what price? 100 million shares, $100 million worth of shares. I don't see a price. Don't see a price of the shares. Yeah, it's saying that there's no assurance as to whether or when the offering may even be completed, or as to its actual size or terms of the offering. So they know nothing about whether it's even going to happen or at what price. That seems like sabotage to me to their stock price, but SPCE, Virgin Galactic, announces date of their first quarter financials. Total fluff. CSSE. There we go. Come on. We needed that break of 25. We finally got it. $25.9. Come on. Don't fail. This is critical right here. This 25.5. This has got to hold up. We need to see that bid. We don't want that bid to drop below 25. Oh, 24.9. Come on. We got to get that bid up. Just not enough buyers. Down she goes. Doggone it. That was a close one. That was a close one. Sophia. Salinas, welcome. Congratulations. You've made it to the wolf pack. Yay. Welcome and congratulations for being here. It's awesome. We much appreciated. Thank you very much for popping in. Good afternoon. Happy to see you here as well. Glad you got some time out of your work schedule to pop in here. That's awesome. CSSE, I don't see any news on it. I don't have any news on it. I don't see anything on it. What I do know is it needs to get above 25. We've got to get this above 25 to have a shot in hell at this thing climbing. I mean, let's face it. It's already had a beautiful climb. It's already run from 15 cents right here at 4 o'clock, from 15 cents to 25 cents. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but we're up 62% right now, just in after hours. 62% is quite a nice little run on any stock. But I don't see any news on it. Definitely a slow day for news. Let's take a look at some more news. Joby, first quarter financials. MGDRX, class action lawsuit. NRDY, first quarter financials. GPMT, first quarter financials. RMBL, first quarter financials. BTMD, first quarter financials. SPCE. Let's see. BDSX files for 30 million shares of common stock by selling shareholders. They're selling shareholders? Isn't that illegal? Skyrockets 22%. Nothing there. CDE. Here publishes. Kodak. Just general market news on Kodak. EOLS. General market news. BHC. General market news. EOLS. First quarter financials. STIM. First quarter financials. Oh, geez. BYFC. NASDAQ notice regarding filing requirements. FSI. Nothing there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. SHIM. SHIM. SHIM popping. Do we have a press release on SHIM? SHIM. I don't see anything on my scanner here. Let me change this around. SHIM. Huh. Didn't even have that one on my list. Thank you guys very much. SHIM. That's another one I can add to my watch list. Anyway, SHIM. That one has run now here. It took off at around $3.12 and ran up to $4.27. Sitting at $3.90 right now. Did we get some news on Shim? Maybe some news on Bazinga? Seems like an unnatural climb. JJ, hope you had a good day today. Too lazy to log into the website. JJ, that's pretty lazy. Oh, shoot. Hoping for 25.5 on CSSE. You might get that. I don't know. This thing is acting weird. $24.8. It's having a heck of a time here at 24.9. It is having a no news on Shim. I didn't see any either. MYSZ. Wow. Well, it certainly got MYSZ, certainly got a good pump today, that's for sure. From that 411 all the way up to 543. Not a bad little pop there. Mid-morning around 11:30 looks like it took off. But here in after hours, it's dead. It's not doing anything. A lot of volume all of a sudden came in on that stock out of nowhere. I mean, this stock literally went from having 1,000 shares or 153 shares, 300 shares, 190 shares per 1 minute candle to all of a sudden 20,000, 40,000, 50,000. There was a ton of volume coming in on that stock. And then just as fast as it started, it stopped and the volume dried up. And of course, when it did, the price started tanking back down. Very, very unusual. Trading well above VWAP today, or it was anyway. Looks like there's a lot of people stuck up there. I bet there's a lot of people stuck on that in that stock above 484 based on the volume. Can't find Shim on StockTwits. Is Shim a IPO? Let me take a look here. No, it's not an IPO. Looks like it might have been an IPO back in November of this last year. That's when my chart starts for it, is November of last year. I don't even know what kind of float that's got. Let's look up the float here and see what we've got on 1.9 million public float. Yeah, I think that might be off a little bit. Finviz has the outstanding shares at 25 million, but the public float at 1.9. That would mean damn near the entire outstanding shares were locked up by institutional and insiders. I'm not sure if I buy that or not. That seems a little bit low on the public float, but that could be right. That could absolutely be right. Kim, strawberry monster kind of afternoon. Well, for me, it is a green monster kind of afternoon. In fact, I even had to take it on the rocks. I went to Sam's Club today with my folks, picked up some supplies for them, and because I'm a good son, in fact, I'm the favorite. If my sisters are watching. Anyway, and I picked up a case of Monster, and it was still warm, so I had to pop it over the rocks. No, I don't think it's sugar-free. Let's take a look. What the hell's this thing got in it anyway? 230 calories in this can, for those of you that count calories. 0 fat, 0 grams of fat, so that's a plus, right? 370 milligrams of sodium. 58 grams of total carbohydrates. The percentage of daily value, the percentage of daily value of fat is 0, sodium 16%, total carbs 21%, sugars. This will make you laugh. Total sugars 54 grams, includes 54 grams of added sugars, for a total, your daily percentage value of sugar in a Monster is 108% of your recommended daily value. So rather high. Riboflavin, vitamin B2, 260%, niacin, 250%, vitamin B6, 240%, and vitamin B12, 500% of your daily value. So a lot of riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6, and B12 packed with that stuff, but also loaded with sugar. No caffeine. So just in case you're wondering, no caffeine in that. All right. Tell Siri I love you. Siri, I love you. Is she going to answer back? All energy drink, not good. All energy drink, not good. You're right. And it might kill me. It might actually get me. Stock rises, underperform. JetBlue. Market talk. KGC outperforms the market. CGC stock outperforms the market. Tupperware, another release on Tupperware. Outperforming Earn. Tax prevention plan design, nothing there. FSI, fourth quarter revenues. All right. Green tea only. Yes, Kim, I agree with you. Ginger tea. All healthy stuff, I'm sure. But when your ticker is done, it's done. I heard somebody say, a doctor once said, your heart's only got so many pumps in it. Okay? And that's all based on genetics. Your heart's only got so much that it can pump. It's only going to pump so many times. And I don't care how much you run, how healthy you eat, how much you exercise. Your heart's only going to pump so many times. And then it's going to quit. Nothing wrong with being healthy. Nothing wrong with being healthy. However, I know a lot of people that work out a lot and have died from heart attacks. I know guys that ran 6, 7, 8, 9 miles a day. Some of the healthiest people you'd ever imagine kissed the concrete from a heart attack. All the exercise in the world that couldn't stop it. So, nothing wrong with a healthy lifestyle. I'm not saying that. Nothing wrong with a healthy lifestyle. Don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Nothing wrong with a healthy lifestyle. You're absolutely right. I'm like I just said, I'm not saying that a healthy lifestyle is not important. Healthy lifestyle is important. But all the things all the things that we do to our bodies, from deodorants, shampoos, the food, if you stop to think about all the chemicals that you let be absorbed into your skin, oils, lotions, sun tanning oils, I mean, the list goes on and on. Body wash, those aren't natural. Those are all chemically man-made chemicals that we're letting be absorbed into our skin. None of it's healthy for us. And we do things to our bodies every single day that are not good. And with that being said, with that being said, something is going to kill me, whether it's a car accident or a heart attack or a low blood pressure or something. I mean, something is going to get me, right? At some point someday. So if this Monster energy drink is what gets me, then this not trying to be depressing, I promise. Just not getting any news. This after hours is just pathetic here. There's nothing running. There's no news. I've gotten 62 press releases so far in after hours and nothing. Nothing. So what do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, it's just very quiet right now in after hours. My ticker almost stopped with all the pally fluctuation. Where do you find your float? I've used many different sources for my float. Right now, I'm using a website called Know the Float. Know. No. Know the Float. All one word, knowthefloat.com. And pull the screen apart, and you'll get 4 different sources: Yahoo Finance, FinViz, Wall Street, and Dilution Tracker. And they'll all give you their idea of what the float is. That's what I'm using right now. I switch it up. There'll be times when I find that Know the Float is not very accurate and it's missing the hit here quite a bit. And then I'll switch to something else. I used Market Watch for a long time. Market Watch for a very long time. And I really liked it, but all of a sudden it seemed like their estimates on the floats were way off. So I tried something else. But that's the one I'm using right now. Boredom. What's the weather like today in Florida? Today it was beautiful. I think we hit 70, I want to say 75, about 70, between 75 and 78. And beautiful sunshine, no clouds in the sky. It was a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful. In fact, when I get done here today, I'm going to jump in the car with the top down and go for a nice ride. Maybe get me an ice cream cone. Hello from Russia. How are you doing? I am doing wonderful. What's your job? I am retired. I retired at 58. Made some money in the stock market and decided it was time to retire. And now I just do this for the fun of it and to help people. 65 in Michigan, Silver Fox. That's not too bad, I guess. Hopefully, I think it was up in the 70s up in Michigan last week sometime. Are you living all right? Not sure what you mean by that. I'm living pretty darn good, if that's what you mean. I am living large. Retiring at 58 is a dream come true. Yes, it was. I started with the stock market late in life. A lot of you guys have an advantage. A lot of you younger folks have an amazing advantage. I didn't start till I was 50. I didn't start till I was 50 years old. And in 8 years, from 50 to 58, I made enough to retire. So it is possible. Are those results typical of everybody? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I got very lucky with some really great trades, went heavy on some things, made a lot of money. And of course, the more money you get, the more money you make. So it just sort of compounded itself and got to the point where I could retire. And Can you give answer to my question, please? How much do software engineer in States? I don't know how much a software engineer makes in the States. How much does a software engineer make? Anybody have any clues? It'd probably be a quick Google search. You'll probably Google that and find out what the average salary is for a software engineer. How heavy is heavy? I don't know. Went in heavy. Oh, heavy with regards to some of my stocks. Oh, okay, yeah, got you. The most on I would say on a consistent basis. For me at that time, going in heavy meant going from 30,000 to max 60,000. When I was going heavy, made my first trade today. Thank you. Robert, that's awesome. I hope you made some money. And I'm not saying 30,000 shares or 60,000 shares. I'm saying $30,000 to $60,000. So when you're putting $40,000 into one position, that's a lot of shares. A lot of shares. A lot of shares. And when you put, I want you to, you guys have been trading a lot. Some of you have been trading for a long time, okay? And I know you've put in 1,000 into a stock or 2,000 into a stock, and you've seen the returns that you can get when you buy 5,000 shares or 10,000 shares. Imagine having 100,000 shares or 200,000 shares and a stock goes up $1.50 in one day. Think about that for just a minute. You've got 200,000 shares and it goes up $1.50 in one day as a day trade. Do the math on that. And when you're adding that much daily gain into your account, it doesn't take long for the account to balloon to sizes that you just. Now, did that kind of trading with those kind of gains happen every single day? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it's possible to get there. It's possible to be there. It's possible to get there. But a lot of traders fail. I always tell everybody, don't quit your day job. I didn't quit my day job. When I started trading, I was working full time as a production supervisor in a plastics factory on second shift. I was grinding it out just like the rest of you, but I was trading on the side, learning, practicing. And I didn't quit. Even when I got to a financial point where I could retire, I didn't because I was scared to quit my job. I was scared to not have that steady income. Even though my bank account was telling me, look, you idiot, retire. You don't need to work. There was something hardwired into my brain that you can't not have a job. So it took a lot for me to finally pull the trigger and finally do it. Did the coach train you? I don't even know who that is. So start small. I tell everybody, start small. Start very, very, very small. Do not jump into anything with a ton of money. Start small. Practice your craft. practice your craft. Yeah, I kept thinking my health, I got to have health insurance. What am I going to do if I don't have health insurance? You know, even though I had enough money to pay for my own health insurance, I kept thinking I got to have a job because I got to have health insurance. That's been so hardwired into our brains, or at least my generation. You got to have a job. You got to have a job. You got to work every day. You got to get up and go to work and have a job. That's just the way it was. And but I finally pulled the trigger and 58, called it a day. Hung up my supervisor glasses and put that cap up and have not looked back and haven't regretted it for a second. It was one of the smartest things that I could have done. You know, one of the reasons I wanted to retire so early was I saw a lot of guys that I knew personally that worked until they were 65, retired at 65, had the big retirement job, or a big retirement party at work. About 2 weeks later, bought a boat because that was their dream. They were going to go fishing and they were going to spend time on their boat. They went and bought a boat, and 2 or 3 weeks later had a heart attack and died. They never got to realize their dream. They never got to. I have seen so many, and I'm sure you guys have as well. I've seen so many people work all the way up to that maximum to get that retirement, to get that Social Security. And within a year, within 2 years, they punch it out and they're gone. And it's so sad. It just seems so heartbreaking to me to work your entire life and bust your fanny your entire life for all the way till you're 65 or whatever year it is, but to work your entire life for one purpose, to get to retirement so that you finally can do what you want to do. You can finally wake up and live life for you. To work your entire life to get there, and then a year later you die, it just seems so sad. So sad. And so I thought, you know what? I want to retire when I'm still young enough, physically able to go for a 5-mile walk on the beach, to go rock climbing, to go skydiving, to go kayaking, to be able to get on and off of the RV or buy a boat and be able to get on the boat and off the boat. That can be a difficult thing, right? When you get older. And I wanted to retire young enough that I was still physically able to do all those things and actually enjoy some of my retirement years before I get to the point where I'm having trouble with my knees and I'm having trouble with my hips and my back hurts and I've got arthritis in my neck and all that stuff that happens when we get old. I wanted to enjoy retirement before that happened. And so far I have. So far I've been blessed and have been able to do that. I got the RV now and I'm so excited and ready to get out and explore the country, and should be a lot of fun. How can I invest from overseas? Well, you've got overseas markets. Does anybody, if you're overseas, do you have access to U.S. markets trading? Anybody been overseas and traded? Interactive brokers? Yeah, it would depend on what country you're from, I guess. You should be able to find a way to have access to US markets from overseas to be able to trade. I've never traded from overseas, so I don't really have a 100% answer to that, but I guess it would depend on what country you're from, whether you have access to US markets. Were you nervous going heavy? Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yeah, it's um, good deal. Well, right there we go. We're getting our answers right on YouTube. Beautiful. TikTok as well. Like everybody chiming in and answering some of these questions. We got a lot of questions here. That's a question I've not ever dealt with. And I do appreciate you guys chiming in and answering that. Let's check for some more news here. No new news. Very, very slow. Very, very slow. This is not good. Oh, I think an ice cream cone from the Dairy Queen sounds like just what the doctor ordered. What do you guys think? Or is that going to kill me too? $1,491 swing on CADL today. Looking for a five timer or better? Nice. Do you only do penny stocks? No. If you define penny stocks as anything under $5, no, we trade stuff 15, 20, $30. I personally don't trade anything above 12, or I try to stay away from anything above 12. It's just not my wheelhouse. Can't get enough shares of it to make a huge impact on my account. So I try not to trade anything above 12. But we call out stocks that are, 20, 30, $40. It doesn't really matter. So it's not just, you know, cheap penny stocks. Ice cream sundae. I heard Sonic has some good ice cream shakes. Is that true? Has anybody had a shake or anything from Sonic? We got a Sonic here in town, and I'm half tempted to go down there and try an ice cream shake of some kind. Or maybe Culver's. Culver's got some good shakes too. Well, just not a whole lot going on. IBRX make me today. Anything running? Samson, nothing running right now. CSSE started to right at 4 o'clock. It ran up real nice, but it's been consolidating now for a while. It's not going anywhere. There's nothing running. Nothing. There's been no news come out in after hours, unfortunately. And we only need one. We only need one, but just make sure you get gelato and a gluten-free cone. Orange Julius at Dairy Queen is good. Culver's is pretty good. Well, I'm going to have to try something from, I've tried Culver's before. I'm going to have to try Sonic. See if there's anything to those. What's Boeing doing today? How did Boeing do? Boeing. Oh, looks like it dropped about a buck, buck and a half, give or take. Underperformed the market compared to its competitors. Might get a bounce on that tomorrow. Back up to about 171 on Boeing. It's at 169 right now in after hours. Not liking the chart though. If you pull back on the monthly chart, not liking Boeing. But it will recover at some point, I believe. I believe Boeing is going to recover. It's going to get back up probably to that 300, somewhere in that 300 range. As going long on it, I'd say all day long. I think it'd be a good long hold, but especially at this price, I think this would be a good price to go long on it, but don't think it would take much to get it back up to 250. All right. Well, folks, I hate to call it a night, but there's just nothing going on. We've got no news out. I've had 67 press releases, and not a single one of them have been anything worthwhile. Not a single one. Which is unfortunate. But, you know, after hours has still got about just shy of 3 hours to go. There's a lot of time. There's still news could come out at 5:30, 6:30. Something could still run. So if you're so inclined to sit and watch your screen all night, you might actually catch something. But for me, I think I'm going to call it a day here. Just nothing happening. It's getting boring. I'm starting to ramble, and I don't like to do that. As much as you might think I do, I don't like to ramble. But I'm going to go enjoy a milkshake. And yeah, the soft serve at Dairy Queen, the chocolate cone, oh, don't get me started on that. That is amazing. So I'm going Oreo Volcano Overload Mixer at Culver's. Ooh, that actually sounds pretty good. Oh. Call the heart doc. He's getting a milkshake. Oh no. All right. So I'm going to take off and go get my milkshake at Sonic. You guys have a beautiful night. If it's nice where you're at, turn the computer off and go outside and get some fresh air and enjoy the evening. It's supper time anyway. I'm going to have an ice cream chocolate shake for dinner. I know that sounds yummy, doesn't it? All right. You guys have a good night, and I will see you bright and early in the morning. On the website, I'll be on there at 6:45 a.m. And TikTok, YouTube, I'll be on at 7:30 a.m. I'll be on TikTok and YouTube. So you guys have a great night. Thank you for hitting the follow button on TikTok, and thank you for hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. Doesn't cost you a dime to hit the follow button or the subscribe button, and it's very, very, very appreciated. So thank you guys very, very much. Until tomorrow morning, you guys have a great night. I'm out of here.